I'll start with Niomabia narrative about outer enyanokre. And the narrative enyanokre. And then the real danger, which is before us, I was here shani swano. Oman edikai, the enyanokre no. Enyanokre se outages na yehu from, and let me say started apart from January eba. Enyanokre se outages na yehu from January no. All the outages near because of transformers are ye replace. It is not true.
And then correct.
Yes. It is not also true, sir. Outages are starting from January, no. Ninja because of Akosombo control station.
And then correct.
And then correct. And then correct. All the outages. But the outages started somewhere in January. In fact, Kumasi Mpodie a year-long problem.
Kumasi, in fact, this weekend, what's that? The last time no call weekend, our friend vehicles is
absolutely.
Masa 20 times what happened in Kumasi. That's last year and this year. 20 times what happened there.
In Kumasi, the end of the year, a year-long problem. But the rest of the country started somewhere in January. The end of Krensuni, a no Krese. Most of the outages are yehuno. One, it be a normal faults in the system. In Tibia, cable be a theater form, Kania bedum, transformer fuse be a say, Kania ebedum, transformer be a overloaded, a bit trippy, and no cresse outages need be a year. And no crane so say, outages need be a year, transformers no more replaced because a man say transformer essay. Near Baby replace here, ye two transformer now, and transformer Juma Ben, transformer a year, and then your friend distribution transformer. It is a ECG edge power from Gridco, BSP. Yes, stepping it down because power now a free Gridco transmission lines name air banner. Some power and intimate mo fear direct with fear the jabetum. In the stepping it down into BSP.
Yes, so this
you will Gridco substation and you will ECG primary substation. And this is the primary sub. I'm stepping it down about 33 kV and 11 kV. Now, for a free hall, about distribution transformer, Ketwana, a wolfie in China. Now, they are stepping it down, obey me a use to a wolfie. And the transformer are very critical. There were big transformers, there were small transformers. Big transformers, Oko primary substation now. Transformers never want to. But the year can once a year in Ketwana, and the power about fear direct. And on a buying IS, and it didn't start today. Let me also add, injection of transformers, no, a work in progress. In every year, depending on how network needs to know ECG, injected transformers. What is happening now? No, the quantum, 3,000 transformers at a go, massive. That's what's happening. It is about to be replaced transformer, ABI war, Agbogolosi. Transformer was still engineer the for question. Say engineers ne young the new transformer see plus or minus by 4 hours
they should be done.
Yes. What it means, they say in 4 hours can
be off.
And we are different from say you may replace your transformer. Baby a transformer the fuse be
a blow
transformer ne ho. Yeah, the fuse for Baba Sha. More that's our fuse ne so no can ya be ebedum. Yeah, the same we are not canning in the Okania bedroom na science so abba. Because of the work on the transformer. It is also true, sir, transformer replacement na air personal, the Kania edundundundum. That's a fact. Good. It is also true, sir, Nansay a jama at all. Gridco control room, wa akosombono. And also at the Kessie. Akosombo generated by 1,080 megawatts. 1,080 megawatts is huge because total generation capacity be 5,000 and something. 5,000 and something. 1,000 goes off. That's massive. Massive. In 1,000 megawatts, acquire say we Accra any Kumasi every more. 1,000 megawatts can a bit to me a supply by 6 regions.
1,000.
1,000 megawatts a bium. Osha smaller regions, they bit to supply by 6. And when 1,000 megawatts is off, a massive. As we speak, there is load shedding. because load shedding there. Load shedding NSA generation now no e be a free so. In the when you shed load, what do you do with it? You manage. And then you shed the load we do load management. In the load management, about the timetable air day eba. Ideally, man, say 1,000 megawatts a free swap. E was sanki manage kakana akana. Into the akana enso yina. In the end, heart of what eda kaniemua. Watsana. Na Madina Fonso Eden Adam said they will be a benyan kakra. Because 1,000 megawatts na free total generation capacity, which is massive. Ideally, e was sanka by now, your timetable. From Greek Koni ECG said, yeah, 1,000 megawatts na free so na dear akano because the total generation capacity over 5,000. And as he says, man, and I'll come there. What it means, they said 1,000 megawatts are free, so we have to manage kakana akano. The ideally was sanka by now timetable.
It's a senka by now.
Yeah, timetable. Until such a time, you be real Juma ye wako sombo. Ama 1,000 megawatts in ide assign abba. Now for obia bit my day enya kania. Until such a time. What the engineers tell me, and we make a great co-engineers. So what's happening in Akosombo now? Because the whole control station got bent. The whole thing
got bent.
Bent.
How many control stations? About 5 or?
No, I one. Akosombo.
Okay.
But Great Kosai another control station. Tema.
Okay.
And what they are doing now, they say, some person will sign rebuild this control station now. It may take it time. They are bypassing it into Omunya power now from Akosombo. They will bypass that control station, bring it to Tema.
Straight.
No matter control from Tema. That's what they are doing now. And that bypass no more, engineers they say acha within 1 week that's by the end of this week.
This is a technical talking.
Yes. They would be able to do the bypassing. Now Oma control BBR from Tema.
No money adaji.
I rebuild it somebody.
Okay.
If that 1 week is anything to go by, meaning say outages na
we are
for 1 week. You can make an argument. Okay, say 1 week in Poa, still are buying
my timetable.
My timetable. Now, we'll be planning a life for the next 1 week.
Yes.
It's a legitimate argument to me.
Yeah.
But almost 1 week. We are all hoping, say, 1 week, no better my day. Now, you're saying, we are meaning because Akosombo Dam need a jam to it is that 1,000 megawatts
it's still available,
but we need it through the control station. No be to me and there was and that is with Akosombo it's a fact. Say and no the issues I then abba. But my fear on man NSA. And let me talk about Kumasi The engineers again tell me say Kumasi a peculiar problem. So ombetimi awie Kumasi de nyina I just said by the end of this year. Because what they want to do in Kumasi is to permanently resolve issues na Kumasi. Kumasi a peculiar. Last year, 2 years, more peculiar problem. Because Kumasi no omo BSP mienu. It ya no crown load. Anyway, eba Kumasi na Kumasi BSP no crown here back at the account. And a idea was a Kumasi the Omoshe no mutimi nentem. Omutsemo by the end of this year they will be able to finish. Now ma Kumasi the netimi akwe one thing but maybe subsequently we'll talk a bit more about Kumasi the. Let me come back to the fear I have. The fear I have now and they say and they so we share total generation capacity is here. In 2017, time our MPP take it over. I did not know more say you were excess capacity. Man, 8-9 years down the line, as we speak, engineers will tell you, say, for every power system, we have the friend reserve margin. Reserve margin, they took 25% of your total generation capacity.
Margin.
As reserve.
In case
of BBA or reserve margin.
Should be 25 out of our 5,000.
5,000. I would say that as reserve. In the time, MPP can excess capacity. Now, my reserve not on chain. Still, there was excess. they had issues with it because we were paying for the excess capacity, which is not a problem as it were, because our year power purchase agreement, I'm IPP in the plant bar, or securities be, and yes, our own farmer, in the also year take or pay. It's normal with a lot of the PP agreement I sign. You understand? It's a problem. But my challenge now is that, Oman, as we speak, you need reserve margin. Yes. Even when I cost some 1,000 megawatts never back on streamer. See, what it means is that they are generating as a country, you know, and only use.
How did it happen?
Yeah, say demand for power no it grow year on year. Energy Commission say grow 12%. In absolute terms, that's 400 megawatts every year. Into year on year, your demand air cost 400 megawatts, meaning say every year, I will see a generation capacity of 400 megawatts at the account. We don't do that.
But year on, we'll be year about it.
We don't do
That's
that.
the challenge.
In the Siciano, excess capacity now near one.
Achiabishim.
What we generate and year use. It only, man, say, I cost some back on stream and the Etienne say, power you want in year use. It is a plant ne back on to Chima say, Kim, Oma will be back to load shedding. And that is what I think the Honorable Minister would have to focus on now going forward. Say, we need to bring in some emergency power now. Because even when Akosombo comes back on stream, now see any issue with any of our plants, we have an issue. I think the minister should look at that. And I am happy, from my conversations and all of that, plans are underway to get some, IPPs to come in immediately. Now, at least, a reserve margin or enter. So, and yes, our man, in the next 6 months, 1 year, we may be. But as we speak, when him say, because of challenge now, but the power in the Cote d'Ivoire, any Burkina Faso, I are suspended for some time. Because we cannot continue. Say, that is the situation now. That is the situation now. And I think, and unim, because and so say MPP buy na excess power, or say they no more cano. They were not very aggressive. Men can say Oman for generation capacity be count, but Oman are very aggressive. And that aggression now armor for them to add more generation, and also count but I think this administration, should know where we are. We have no reserve margin now. And we need to fast track in getting some emergency power in. Now, into me, in